हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे सुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 12th chapter, verse number 17. Maitreya is explaining the process of creation, how Brahma he created after he saw the Lord and he got instructions from him. In the previous verses we read that first he created 5 types of ignorance, and after he saw that this ignorance was not sufficient, rather it is the cause of all sinful activities, then he created the opposite of that, the 4 Kumaras, who are the personification of knowledge. And he ordered the Kumaras to create, but Kumaras they refused. Because if somebody is situated in knowledge, then such a person is not interested in engaging in some activities. Knowledge is the cause of renunciation, and renunciation is the opposite of attachment actions. So they flatly refused. So this precedence of children refusing the father, the first set of sons, they refused the first father, that we are not going to follow you. Of course their refusal was for some higher purpose. They did not want to engage. They thought that performing acts of creation is materialistic activity, and we are interested in liberation and moksha, so why shall we do that? They could have also taken this as a devotional activity for the pleasure of the Lord and then done it. But they did not go to that level. So when they refused, then obviously what can you expect from a father? Becoming angry. If the son is not listening to the father, then anger is natural. So Brahma also became angry, and his anger also produced, because he is creator, whatever he does, it creates. If he is happy, there is creation. If he is angry, there is creation. So his anger also created Shiva, and then Shiva, when he came out, he was crying, and he said tell me what is my name. He was very much bothered about the name. And he says, give me the place where I have to be situated. So he says, because you are crying, your name is Rudra. Rudra means one who cries or who makes others cry. And he says, now don't cry. And he gave him the different places of air, water, fire, earth, sky, all this. And he also gave him 11 wives because he has 11 forms. And then he asked him that you create, do something, don't follow your elder brothers. So Brahma started creating, but his creation was dangerous because he is in charge of destruction, so his creation was also destructive. What he created, they were also eating up what was already existing. And Brahma became afraid. He says, what is this fellow doing? I asked him to create, but he's creating who are destroying. So this is not very befitting to Brahma. And therefore he spoke to him this following verses. He says, Alam prajabhisrishtabhir idrishibhi surottama maya sahadahanti bhir dasas chakshu bhir ulvanehi. He says, my dear son, enough. Like you give someone some job, some service, and instead of doing that service properly, he makes a mess out of it. So he said, please stop. It's better that you don't do it. You're doing is making it worse. So he said that alam means bus. In Hindi what you say bus, in Sanskrit it is called alam. Alam prajabhi. It says enough of your creation. Why is that? He says maya sahad dahanti bhi. He says they are like destroying everything. It looks like they will eat me also up. They are so ferocious and dangerous beings. So he says, stop this. He says even their eyes, chakshubhir ulvani, they are so terrible to look at that people are scared just by their presence. So he says, you are the best of the suras, surottama, but you are not fit for creation, you have some other job. So what is he supposed to do? Because if he is not going to create, then he will destroy, which he loves to do. So his creation is not helping, obviously his destruction will not help. So what did he say? He says, tapa atishta bhadramte sarva bhuta sukham. So you perform penance. And this penance will bring all auspiciousness for you. That's why Shiva lives in the Himalayas, in Nepal. Pasupatinath. Why he lives there? Because Himalaya is the place for doing tapasya. So he was ordered by Brahma, he says, tapa atishta, that you become situated in tapa, in austerity, in penance. So Shiva said, what will bring that to me? He says, bhadramte. He says, then everything will be auspicious for you. Everything will be included. And your austerities will bring happiness to everyone. Sarva bhuta sukhavaham. If somebody is destroying, somebody is criminal, terrorist, then people put him in the prison. Forced tapasya, forced austerity. Because austerity means you are restricted in certain ways. You can do it yourself or somebody can force it on you. So Brahma was ordered to do austerity so that he does not engage in his destructive activities. So therefore he says that your austerities will be pleasing to everyone. So if Bhole Baba is sitting in the Himalayas, everybody is happy. If he comes down with his damru and start dancing, then there will be destruction. And everywhere there will be cries of Trahimam, Trahimam, protect us. So he was designated this place, go live in Nepal. So he is there. And tapsaeva yatha purvam sastha vishvam idam bhavan. He says it is only by tapasya, by austerity, that you will create as you did in the past. So in the past also Shiva must have created, but after doing austerities, then he will be controlled, he will get knowledge. Tapsaiva param jyotir bhagavantam adhokshajam sarvabhuta guha vasam anjasa vindate puman. He says it is only by austerity that one can attain the Supreme Lord easily, who lives in the heart of everyone. Sarva bhuta guha vasam. Lord is living in the heart of everyone. So that you don't have to search him somewhere else. People are trying to search God, but God is hiding inside you. So you go on searching outside, he is inside. So like children, they play this game, hide and seek. So he is hiding, but he is hiding in a place where we never look. We are looking outside and he is hiding inside. And he is in everyone's heart. So he is easily available, but difficult to find. Easily available means you don't have to go too far away, because he is within you. But he is difficult to search, because we never look at this place, and it is very difficult to search all the way inside. We can see things which are outside. Science is doing research in things external. So Hiranyakashipu, he was also looking for Vishnu. So he went everywhere searching for him. He went up to Vaikuntha, but he could not find him, because he was hiding in his heart. So Vishnu was inside Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyakashipu searched Vishnu all over the universe, could not find him. Finally he thought that he is scared of me, and he came back and he declared that I am supreme, because even Vishnu has run away out of fear. So he is there, and Anjasa Vindate, one can get him easily, but easy means doing tapasya. So how is that easy? Easy means this is the process. If you don't follow the proper process, then you will never find him. So then it is difficult. But if you follow the proper process, then he is easily available. So tapsaiva param jyotir bhagavantam adhokshajam sarvabhuta guhavasam anjasa vindate. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he comments, Tapa atishthaiti srishti sthiti samaye rudrasya lila na bhadraya. And Brahma is telling to Shiva that perform austerity. What is the meaning behind it? The meaning is that the activities of Rudra, they are not welcome, they are not appropriate at the time of creation and maintenance. So there are three activities which are performed: creating, maintaining, and then destroying. So everybody has their role to play. If there is a play going on the stage, and there are different actors, They come according to their suitable role and depict their actions, then they go off the stage. But if some actor comes when he is not needed, then the play will be not performed as it should be, then people will not relish it. It will bring some break or confusion in the audience that what happened suddenly. Somebody just starts jumping up and down, which has no relationship with what is going on. So in the same way, now when Brahma is creating, it is time for creation and then maintaining it. It is not time for destruction, and Rudra is the destroyer. So therefore he says that Rudrasya lila na bhadraya. Therefore his action is not appropriate. For everything there is a time. Things have to be done according to time and place. There is time for sleeping, time for eating, time for working. And then when it is time for eating, then you are sleeping. When it is time for sleeping, then you are eating. So that makes confusion or disturbance. So now it is not time for Rudra to be active. Now it is not time for him to participate. Therefore, he says that engage in tapasya. When the actors are not wanted on the stage, then they are sitting behind in the dressing room. This is their tapasya. They have to sit there till their chance comes or their opportunity comes. So, same with Rudra, he says you stop. Yatha purvam srishta iti viprita lakshanam. So now, what does it mean that yatha purvam srishta iti? This is a little bit confusing, the statement that you will create like before, because Shiva is not a creator unless he is referring to creation as he did just now. He created and these people were destroying. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that here yatha purvam srishteti, it means viparita lakshanam, that the meaning is opposite. Srishta here means destruction. Yatha purvam kalpante vishwam samhara tatha ita urdhvanopi sangharta. He said, just as at the end of previous day of Brahma you had destroyed, in the same way you will destroy at the end of this day. So creation here means destruction, because creation means not only to create something but to do whatever you are doing. If there is a farmer and there is a crop and crop is ready and he is cutting the crop, so he is also creating. Means he is making the field ready for the next crop. He is going to take out the fruit from that crop. So it is also a creation, although if you see him, he is only destroying the plants, cutting them off. So in that sense, Shiva is also creating, because he makes place for the next creation, although really he is destroying. So in that sense here creation means destruction. Then some people take the meaning literally and says you will create. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Kvachit kalpe shivopi brahma iva praja sasarjati. That some commentators have explained that in a particular kalpa Shiva also creates like Brahma. Although Shiva is usually not in charge of creation, he is in charge of destruction. But it so happened that in some yugas maybe Brahma is not available, or Brahma goes on vacation. Then Shiva is given the job to create. So then he has to become qualified for that, he has to do austerity. Brahma also did austerities. Then only he got the power to create. So this is some people's explanation. And for this he is quoting this verse, Srijami tapsa vishwam, grashami tapsa punah, bibharmi tapsa vishwam, viryam me vistaram tapeti uktaya, uktavata bhagavata, sivasya ekad idamuktam. So Lord says that I create this universe by austerity. I also am highlighted by austerity. I maintain it by austerity. And this austerity is my great power, formidable power. So he says that this statement has been made here by making Shiva as one with the Lord. So he creates and he also creates. This is one explanation given by somebody else. Different commentators have explained the statement differently. यद यद आचरति श्रेष्ठ तत्तदेवितरो जनः इति न्यायेन त्वत्तः तपः शिक्षित्वा सांसारिको लोकोऽपि निस्तरिष्यति इति आह तपसेवति. So he says that people in general, they follow the behavior of some great people who are famous, who are considered as idealistic. So they take their example. It is the nature of human beings. Human beings have natural tendency to follow. They have certain neurons in the brain. Scientifically it has been discovered and proven that human beings have certain neurons in their brain which like to imitate wherever you go. Therefore we become influenced by the association. In good association we have good thought, good mood. If somebody is dejected, unhappy, sad, we also become like that. So these are the aping neurons in the brain. And therefore he says, he is quoting this verse from Bhagavad Gita, Yadiyad Acharti Shrestha. Krishna says that whatever a great man performs, then common person follows. So we see that all the time, that those who are what you call stars in the society, celebrities, film stars, some big sports people, or great politicians. In the olden times, politicians also used to be great ideals. These days, not. So common person follows them. So Shiva is a great person. If he is going to perform austerity, then it will be a great lesson for humanity. So many people, they do tapasya like Shiva, putting acid on their body. Right? In Nepal you have sadhus like this, who are putting bhavut on their body. Yes? You have seen? Yes or no? No.
Yes.
So they are doing tapasya, following Lord Shiva. Right?
Putting Vibhuti and Rudraksha.
Putting
Also.
Vibhuti and Rudraksha. And Rudraksha comes from Nepal.
Yes.
Because Nepal is the land of Shiva. So then people follow this. Sansariko lokopi nistarisati. And then they will transgress this material bondage by following great person like Shiva, by becoming Shiva Bhakta. Tapsa eviti, by doing tapsa, because only by tapasya these things are possible. कर्मयोगस्यपि मरीच्यादि रूपेण आविर्भावम्. So karma yoga is also made manifest by Brahma in the form of Marichi, etc. This is described later on. So in these three verses, Brahma spoke with Shiva and curtailed him from engaging in his activities. So Maitreya then said that evam atu bhuva drishtaha parikramya giram patim badham iti upamantra vivesha tapasevanam. Lord Shiva then, being ordered like this by the master of speech Brahma, then he circumambulated. In Vedic culture, going around somebody is a way of giving respect to that. So you go to the temple, you do parikrama, it is respecting. Or you do parikrama to Vrindavan. People used to do parikrama to even river Ganga, going all the way up and down from Himalaya to the ocean. You walk for years, Ganga parikrama. So Lord Shiva also did parikrama of Brahma. And he says, Badham, that yes, what you are saying is right. And he took permission from him, and then he entered the forest of Nepal. Yes, he says, Vivesha Tapseva. So he went to Nepal, into the forest, and he sat down for ostentation. So now if you want to meet Shiva, you need visa from Nepal. There is no commentary on these verses. Atha abhidhyayata sarga dashaputra prajagire bhagavad shakti yuktasya loka santana hetavaha. So when Shiva was sent to the forest, now Brahma became again concentrated on his job, which he has given to Shiva, and Shiva did not do a good job. So he again meditated that now I have to create, and he created 10 sons, Brahma. So he already created 4 first, they were not following him. Then next one followed but did not do a good job. So now he will create 3rd set of sons who will actually act according to his will. So this is the 3rd attempt Brahma is making. He's not giving up. So being empowered by the Lord, having his power, then for spreading progeny, Lok Santan Hetava, he created 10 sons. Very important. And these are Marichi Atriyangi Rasau, Pulastya Pulahak Kratuhu, Bhrigu Vasishtho, Dakshasya Dasmayastatra Narada. So there is Marichi, Atri, Angiras, Pulastya, Pulha, Kratu, Bhrigu, Vasisht and Daksha. These are 9 sons. And then 10th one is Narada. So first 10 they are Karma Yogis, 10th one is Bhakti Yogi, and before that we have the Jnana Yogi, 4 Kumaras. So Jnana Yoga is not good for creation, Karma Yoga is good, but Karma Yoga is not sufficient, they have to become devotees. So finally he created Narada. so that everyone can become a devotee. So out of these 10, first 9 are within the three gunas, the three gunas of Prakriti, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. 3 gunas, and there are 3 in each, therefore there are 9. 3 in Sattva, 3 in Tamas, 3 in Rajas, 3 into 3, 9, and then there is Gunatit, the 10th one, beyond the Prakriti guna is Narada, who is the Bhakti Yogi. So basically Brahma created Jnana Yogi, Karma Yogi and Bhakti Yogi. These are the 3 types of processes. And for him most suitable is Karma Yogi. Because only Karma Yogi will do karma and create something. Jnana Yogi will become a Babaji. And he will just sit and beg food. Bhakti Yogi also is interested in doing bhajan, not so much in creation. But Karma Yogi will do karma. Do this, do that, build houses, build factories, build roads. That is Karma Yogi. So these 9 sons of Brahma, they engaged in the act of creation. So whole creation is coming from these 9 people. Because Narada did not marry. So these 9, they are the one who created. So in India and Nepal also, then if you are associated with one of these, right? That your Rishi is Bhrigu or Vasishtha or Atri, and after their sons also Kashyap, Chavan or Garga. So you have Gotras. Gotra means a mountain. But in India, Gotra means the surname. Because all these sages, they were living in some mountains. So they had their lineage. And then their progeny followed. Then he explains the place from where these people were born. Utsangan narado jagye daksho angushtat swayam bhuvaha pranad vasishta sanjato bhrigistvachi karat kratuhu pulho nabhito jagye pulaste karnayor rishihi angira mukto kshno trimarichir manuso bhavat. So Narada was born from the lap of Brahma, Utsanga. And Daksha came out from his thumb, Angushta. Pranad Vasishta. Vasishta was born from his Pranavayu, life air. And Bhrigutvachi. Bhrigu came from the skin. And Kratu came from the hand. Pulha from the navel, Pulastya from the ears, Angira from the mouth, and Atri from the eyes. And Marichi was born from the mind. So these 9 sons were born from 9 different places of Brahma. So if they do some DNA research, they should find 9 types of DNAs coming from this. Yes. Some research has to be done. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti comments, Marichi Ritir Gyan Vairagya Tapo Yoga Karmanam Safalyam उक्त्या एव तथा स्वयं अपि निरपेक्षतया एव भक्ति सर्वफलदात्री स्वयं फल रूपा चाइति सर्वांते भक्ति narad रूपेण आविर्भाव dasmai. So he says that Marichi etc. they were all born. There are different activities, Gyan, Vairagya, renunciation, austerities, yoga, and the success of all this comes from bhakti, because bhakti is called Sarva Phal Datri. But bhakti is not dependent on anything else. Swayam nirpekstra eva Sarva Phal Datri Swayam Phal Rupa cha. And bhakti is actually the ultimate fruit of everything, not other things. Others are only means. Therefore, at the end of everything, only bhakti is mentioned in the form of Narada. Bhakti Narad Rupena Avirbhavam. That bhakti became manifest in the form of Narada. So why Narada was born from the lap? It says Utsangat Priti Sthana, because lap is considered as the place of affection. When you love somebody, some child, you take that child in the lap. So that is a sign of affection. So Narada, because he signifies love, then he was born from the lap. Then he gives one more meaning to this, and that meaning is very interesting, because the word for lap in Sanskrit is Utsanga, and Utsanga is made from two words, Ut and Sanga. Sanga means association, and Ut means high, up. So means Utsanga means high association, saintly association, sadhu. So Utsanga basically means sadhu sanga. So it's Narada was born from Utsanga. It implies that bhakti is born from sadhu sanga, because Narada represents bhakti and Utsanga implies sadhu sanga. So bhakti cannot come by any other means, because bhakti is transcendental and it is not an outcome of any material activity. It becomes manifest only by the grace of devotee or Lord Krishna. So that is the significance of the statement Utsangat Narado Jagge, that he manifested Narada from Utsanga. So this is the implied meaning of this statement. Apo Nara iti proktaha ityadi drishter nar shabdena parmeshwara uchyate. Now he is giving an etymological meaning of the word Narada. Narada is made from two words, Nara and Da. Da means to give, and Nara comes from the word Nara, and Nara means the Lord. And Apo Nara iti prokta Naro vai Narsunava. So Nara means the product of Nara, and Nara means Lord. So Nara means product of the Lord, or that which belongs to the Lord. And bhakti belongs to the Lord, because bhakti is his internal potency. So Nara actually means bhakti, and Da means giver. So Narada means who gives bhakti. And then we have the stories how Narada gave bhakti to Prahlad, he gave bhakti to Dhruv Maharaj, he gave bhakti to the two sons of Kubera. He gave bhakti to the 10,000 sons of Daksha, these Haryasvas. And then again further 1,000 sons of Daksha. So Narada is famous for making devotees. Therefore he is called Narada. Naran bhaktim dadati iti Narada. He gives devotion. So therefore he says that apo nara iti prokta ityadi drishter nar shabdena parameshwara uchate. Nara means the Supreme Person, Supreme Lord. And narasyadim iti arthe tasyadam iti ana naram. And nara means that which is belonging to Nara or which is related to Nara. By applying the suffix ana on Nara, you get Nara. So he says that Bhagavad Dasa Sakhyadikam Dadati Nara. That one who gives servitorship, friendship to the Lord, that is called, he is called Narada. So this is a very interesting explanation of Narada here, and why Narada was born from the lap. So other people are born from other parts. What does that signify? It's not said anything about that. That also must have some significance. That if somebody is born from the ears, maybe he is good at hearing the Vedas, or Daksha was born from the thumb, so he was a good Prajapati. He was putting his seal on everything. Created, right?
Like thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Only thing is that Narada was frustrating him by not making them devotees. And he cursed Narada. But he cannot stay in one place. So then, further creation. Dharma stanad dakshinato yatra narayana swayam adharma prishtato yasmat mrityuloka bhayankaraha hridi kamo dhruva krodho lobhaschadhara dachadat ashyad vakasindhavo medrat nirti payoraghashraya. He created dharma from his right breast, from the chest, because yatra narayana swam, dharma is Narayan himself. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma swam achyuta. Dharma is Lord himself. Krishna also says dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuga yuga. I come to establish dharma, because that is his front side, the best part. And adharma is the back side. So he created adharma from the back. Adharma prashtato yasmad mrityur loka bhayankar. So adharma is the cause of death, and it is fearful. It gives fear. When you do something righteous, pious, you feel happy, enthusiastic, satisfied in the mind. And if you do something impious, irreligious, unrighteous, illegal, then there is fear in the mind. Even if you are a powerful person, doing something wrong causes fear inside. Even Ravana was fearing when he kidnapped Sita, although such a powerful person. but he was also full of fear because he was doing something wrong. So fear comes from adharma, just as fearlessness comes from dharma. So, and then fear also leads to death. People can also die out of fear. If there is too much fear, then you can die. So mrityu loka bhayankara. And of course, mrityu, death itself is a big fear. So we fear death, and fear can also bring death. So fear and death are interrelated. Because when you do something wrong, then we are killing ourselves in certain measure. Because we want to hide that, our heart becomes contracted. So that is like diminishing yourself. And death is complete destruction. So adharma is destruction, destroying oneself. Adharma is not, although it is said that don't engage in illegal activities because it causes disturbance to others, but actually first it causes disturbance to oneself. Adharma is harmful for one's own self before it harms even anyone else. It has already harmed oneself. So therefore it says that it is loka bhayankara, it is the cause of fear for everyone. One who is perpetuating it and those who become victimized by it. So bhakti yogasya cha vihitasya anusthane parmo dharmasya bhavati iti dharmotpattima. If one performs bhakti yoga as prescribed, then that leads to supreme dharma. Therefore first he talks about creating dharma. Stanaditi sarvotkrishta sthanasya hridayasya api uttam pradesha. So stan or breast means the best part because it is on the heart. And heart is the most vital part in the body. So which means that which is very dear, from there the dharma came out. Dharmasya vihitasya karne nisiddhasya cha karne adharma iti adharmasya pitpattima. So what is dharma and what is adharma is just interrelated. Dharma means to perform what is prescribed, and adharma means to avoid that or to act contrarily. So therefore adharma is on the opposite side. Dharma is on the front side and adharma is on the back side. Therefore when we engage in some adharmic activity, in pious activity, we don't like to show our front side. We don't like to show our face. We can show our back, not the face. Prishtha iti apkrishta sthanat iti prayogat. So prishtha or backside means the lower or insignificant part of the body. Then how this adharma is propagated, that is described. That there is kama in the heart and anger which comes from the eyebrows or becomes manifest. Lobha, greed, came from the lips, lower lip. Lower lip signifies greed. Ashyad, vak, from the mouth came the speech. Sindhavo Medrat. The oceans came from the procreative organ, and Nirriti is one deity, is also deity of that. It came from the anus, and it is the shelter of sin, because sin leads to death as piety leads to life. So adharma katham syat, how adharma happens, tat pravartaka nam kamadi nam utpattimaha. Those which propagate adharma, their birth is being described beginning with kama. Hridi mansi mansa purusanadhinitva. So hridi, heart here means mind, because mind is not under the control of the person, and therefore person acts improperly because of uncontrolled mind. And kamasya unmulnam dushakam. Therefore it is very difficult to get rid of kama, lust, desire to enjoy. Krodhadinam api mansev utpannanam. Anger also takes birth in mind. Then why is it said that anger came from the eyebrows? So he says that here you can feel it when somebody is angry, then how the eyes become. Right? So this is a place of manifestation. Although it is also born in the mind, but it manifests externally through the eyes and eyebrows and movement. Prakatya sthanam evidem. Kam krodhadi matvepi shastra jnanam mayam pandityam shastra vedina darshitum tadeva saraswatya utpatti mahas. Even when a person has kam, krodh, lobh, lust, greed and anger, still it is possible to have knowledge. So therefore he says that this Saraswati was born from the mouth. So this is how Brahma created. And then he will continue to explain further. We will read that tomorrow.
Satyanarayana, I was just wondering, and I was surprised to hear that lust comes from the lower lip. I would think, I think
Greed.
It was
Greed.
Isn't that greed? I was thinking that couldn't the tongue also be looked at as something that is about greed? The taste for things that one desires or wants, in whatever way it's a person, in whatever way its manifestation appears, like a lust for power, lust for food, the taste of power, taste of food, and to possess it, lusty, greedy. Well, I was just wondering why the tongue isn't like part of that, part of the lip.
I think
And
tongue.
people say vile things with the tongue.
Yeah, but tongue is that through which you are enjoying it, and lip is signifying its presence.
So all this is to be taken allegorically, or
Yeah.
so then what is Brahma actually doing?
What is it doing? He's creating these energies.
He's creating the energies by his mental.
And these persons also physically he also created.
So he meditates on it, and then this
Thing comes out.
manifests.
Means his body is actually is a combination of all these energies. So now these energies are manifesting as personalities outside. They come out like that.
So Radharani is also seen as
Yeah. Yeah, but energy has a personality.
So I want to ask, first, I don't remember, maybe it's wrong, maybe it's not wrong, that Shiva is superior to Brahma in position and also in in hierarchy, because he really doesn't belong to the material creation. So then, how it comes that Brahma somehow
Because
creates?
Brahma is the creator,
Yeah.
and if Shiva has to manifest in the world,
So it just
then he comes through him. Just because he's
Okay.
manifesting does not mean that he becomes inferior.
So it's just like a way to manifest this energy
So
to.
Krishna is taking birth from Yasoda and Vasudeva.
Okay. So then these 9 type of energy, and they are all related with the material creation, and then this Narada represent the spiritual energy within the material creation.
Yes.
So then this you said that Nara being the energy of the Lord and being the devotional, he only can give it
Yes.
to others. So he's his own free will. Nothing can induce. I mean, the other elements or something else cannot.
Mm.
Mm.
In regard,
I will.
in regard to human beings having fear of death, is it also the fear of suffering associated with death as well? There's like the fear of suffering, and then of course there's death, but is it the actual spirit leaving the body that people are afraid of, or is it the accompanied pain and suffering associated with that which is coming?
It's
That the
actually the
people-
pain of leaving the body.
Pain of leaving the body. So if someone has an instant death, they die, there is no awareness or pain
Of
associated
course,
with
if
that.
there is no, if he's not aware, that is another thing. But when there is awareness and you know that you are going to die, then there is fear. Because your fear is what you call emotion of losing something. When you get a feeling that I'm going to lose something, then you become fearful.
Fear of loss.
Fearful of loss. So fear is always fear of losing something. Maybe losing your happiness, losing your position, losing your power, your relative or your own body. This is death. So in death, of course, you lose all these other things. Therefore it is the greatest loss. Because the very basis of all other things is taken away, this human body, in which you have power, position, relatives, wealth, nationality, whatever. So everything is taken away, body is taken away, therefore that is very fearful.
And how is this the sin and the seat of the sin is the anus and is related? The sin is he has a place and his place is the anus, and is related also with that.
No, because as you said that everything here is an energy and they have their place in the body. Brahma is the creator, so he has all energies of creation in his body. So his body signifies all these energies. So death is also an energy or a personality that also has to have a place in his body. So that is in us.
So there are these 9 sages listed before Narada. Are they listed progressively, like Tamas, Sattva, Rajas and
And
Sattva?
according to Vallabhacharya, first 3 are sattvic, then tamasic, next 3, and last 3 are rajasic.
So Marichi, Atri and Angira are sattvic,
Yeah.
and Pulastya, Pulaha and Krachu
Yeah,
are
tamasic.
tamasic.
Yeah. And then Bhrigu,
Vasishta and Daksha
Vasishta,
are
and
rajasic.
Daksha are rajasic.
So how is Pulaha tamasic?
If you see there, all this Ravana and all, they came in their dynasty, Pulastya.
See?
So they have both sides. The demonic people were created by them.
Also, in the previous verse about the Kumaras, they were associated with the 4, what was it? Tapasya. I can't remember. Yeah, Sankhya, Yoga, Vairagya, and Tapas. So does that mean, or can it be that each of the Kumaras is like representing one of these 4?
Yeah.
Sankhya, Yoga, Vairagya and Tapa. So Sanaka would be representing,
Yeah, probably in that order. Sanat, Sanandan, Sanat, Sanatan.
Okay.
In fact,
Go ahead.
the fact that the greed and sin and others are represented in the body in particular places, does that mean that if a person has a problem in that particular part of the body, that he is either full of greed or he's sin, or is that?
Yeah, it could be related. Although here it is not stated like that, it is only mentioning that how these things came. But yeah, some relationship is there, otherwise what is the point in saying?
Yeah.
It's like he said that he was born from lap. So why? Because lap signifies affection and love. So some relationship is there. So if that particular part is deformed or something wrong with it, means corresponding energy is also disturbed.
What is related to the belly? I don't know.
It will come.
It will come.
Babaji, this is really funny. Years back, a person who was agnostic came to the Bhagavatam temple and was talking to one of the male devotees. And the male devotee was really getting to a lot of philosophy, etc., etc. This guy didn't know whether there was God existed or didn't exist. But by the time the devotee finished talking to him, he said, He says, well, I'm convinced now that there must be a God, he said, because who could make this stuff up? It was like so involved. He said, so I guess only a God could make this up, could, come out with this kind of philosophy. I mean, he's responsible for all of this. Because it was like so layered and so esoteric and deep for him. He says, well, truly, there must be a God. Because who could just make this up? What ordinary person could just, create this? And it's so, as I was listening tonight, I was saying, it's got to be a supreme being. I mean, who could have it? It's like nothing is overlooked. And the fact that the lip represents this, and ear this, and it's very, it's so intricate and involved. Praise the Lord. Right?
So Dharma appeared from the breast of Brahma and irreligion from the back if this first of all are energies, why did Brahma not prevent this energy from going further? Why did he allow it to manifest? Could he have not said, well, I don't want this?
Which one?
Your religion, adharma.
Well, then how the creation will continue? You see, no? People are there and they have their karma. If you remember previously how the creation happened, and there are certain factors which are involved. And one of them is the karma of living entities.
Yeah.
So all this is necessary for that. It is not that he's thinking that I just create only the nice things and others are not necessary. And if there is no dharma, then dharma has no meaning. You will not know what is dharma and what is adharma. If there is no front side, there is no back side. So they go together, and this is the completeness of the Lord. That if he is creating, he also destroys. So why he is destroying? Well, if he is not destroying, then he cannot create also. Then everything will become just like Brahman. Uniform, qualityless. So to have variety, you have to have all these things. And then only there is education. When adharma is there, then there is need for education, then there is need for Krishna to come here. And these pastimes, otherwise it will just become everything like uniform fields. Like it snows like 5 feet and everything is covered in snow, you don't see any variety like that. So that is monotonous, there is no variety, no enjoyment, no fun, no lila.
But the fact that it appears from the back means that Brahma doesn't really want to have anything to do with it or be associated with it.
Yeah, that is another thing. Although it appears and it is his child, it's also his son. But the son he says that you avoid. And this is the son you take.
So wouldn't you say that most people are going through life with the backside being the front?
Of course.
Going through the world of life with the backside as the face. That's pretty deep.
That's why he first created the 5 types of ignorance. Otherwise, who will take this adharma?
Can you say a little something more, Babaji, about backside and sitting, when we use the backside to sit on? And is there something else you could say about that? I don't know, maybe elaborate on that. A lot of learned people feel like they are in a good place because they're very knowledgeable, etc., but they're walking around sitting on the backside. I mean, they're
That
walking
may
around.
mean that you keep the adharma down. Don't let it come up, So it is a good ground. As they say that, you, make obstacles as stepping stone to success. So like that, adharma is your place on where you sit in. It gives you support and you keep this down.
There have been some occasions when I have had to use this when I'm working. I'd have to say, well, why do you think you have a face? And it's kind of like stumps. people at first, and they look at me strangely and they say, well, why do you think you have a face? And I can't answer, so I said, well, you have a face so that you can face the things and look at the things in life that you need to look at and learn about, so that you can become more knowledgeable. But you're using your face to, the face is outward but looking forward, but the eyes are shut. Your eyes are wide shut. That's a good thing to use, because I use that sometimes. The eyes are wide shut with a face that's supposed to be.
Eyes are wide shut? How
Yeah.
can they be wide shut? I only heard eyes are wide open.
Well, it's like having
Wide
using the
shut.
backside as the face. It's like having eyes that are wide shut. Not wanting to see, not wanting to know. Just want to remain in ignorance. Keep those eyes shut. But those people really feel that they're being open and wanting to see things, but they don't want to see anything. They don't want anything. Anyway. But I like this front side, back side piece.
I cannot stop.